Hello and welcome to another video presentation of augmented reality and elevated troubleshooting, the Memphis World. In today's video, we're going to cover the safety switches that are located on the doors and the door edge switches. Now, if you look at the diagram here, then you can see, depending on what zone it is, you have zone switches here that's going to close and energize corresponding doors. So you have, if you think about it, it's going to be 4 doors on either floor that's going to close. So that'll be a total of 8 doors. So you have 2 of this kind right here, that's SET. Those are on 4th floor. And then you're going to have 2 sets of these right here. These are going to be on the bottom floor. So what you have is, depending on what floor you're on, you have a limit switch that's going to close. Now this is a picture of a limit switch. See, it has that little roller right there. Then it has some switches inside. So when the lift is on that floor, this right here, this little arm is going to move because it's got a piece of metal that rides down there and it contacts this little arm right here. It makes it move. And then that closes that switch to let it know what floor it's on. So we're going to cover the one for the ramp, which is SEB. So that's this one right here. So it's going to be the same for this one, except that's going to be on a different floor. So what happens is when that switch is closed, which is this one right here, or this one right here, then you have electricity that's going to flow from here, go through here, go through this transformer, go back to neutral. Then you're going to have 20, it's a step down transformer. So step down transformers take 120 volts and they step them down to a certain voltage. So this voltage is being stepped down to 28 volts. That 28 volts go through this fuse right here and it goes through the edge switch. Then it goes through the other edge switch. Now, when the door is closed, you can think of it like this. These 2 rubbers, these would be the pieces of rubber, and they got switches inside. So when they close, it activates the switches. Once the switches are activated, then you'll get electricity to flow out of here, and it'll go down to this relay. And it energizes that relay. Once this relay is energized, then the contacts off of this relay, which are right here, will provide a signal or voltage to an input 444/01 to the PLC. And the PLC will say, hey, there's nothing in between the doors, so I can get ready to send the lift to the next floor. So if you have a problem with something that's in between here, what will happen is they won't close all the way. So the switches, they won't make. And then when they don't make, then this relay is not energized. When you don't energize this relay, then you don't get a signal because it can't go through here because that's not closed. So you don't get a signal at the PLC. When you don't get a signal at the PLC is going to say, hey, there's something is causing a problem there. Either there's something in the doors preventing them from closing, the fuse is blowed, or something is wrong with the resistor or the transformer. So that's going to be part of your troubleshooting scenario. Now I put these on here so you can kind of get an idea of the different limit switches. And you have limit switches that are going to be made and they got different sets of contacts. When the doors are actually open, they make contacts, and when they close, they make other contacts. The zone switches, it's got an arm that hangs out like this right here. When it gets down, then that piece of metal pushes it back. So it's like this. It pushes it back, and then that's what makes the switch. Either this one or that one. So this is the door safety edge circuits. And once again, it's just strips that's attached to the tops of the doors So when the door moves like this right here, the strips are just sitting on top. And then they close like this, open back up. So we just wanted to provide an overview of how the safety circuit works. So thank you for allowing us to take the time to show you about the safety circuits.